you to subscribe, like, follow, and leave comments, because the more people who subscribe, the more the algorithm sends it out to more viewers. Those viewers can join this growing community, post tips and tricks, or they can post requests, which I'll review and then I'll share with everyone. Now, with that said, on to the show. So the intro, you see it says Modern Fedora Terminal Guide. Okay, so Nushell is a new type of shell for programmers. It treats all your data as structured tables. So instead of having plain text, like for example, when you go and bash, you type things like that. This when everything is structured data, it will allow you to do some really interesting things. Basically, Nushell understands columns and rows like a database. So when you install Nushell on Fedora Linux, it's very simple today. You simply use the DNF command to grab the latest version. Now, of course, you can also get it from the website, but for Linux, it should be in your repository. You can install it that way. It's also cross-platform compatible, meaning that it works perfectly fine on Windows and Mac OS too. This makes it a great cross-platform choice. When you type ls, for example, that's for list, you will get a beautifully colored table. You can filter files easily using the where command. The powerful pipelines and commands, for example, in Linux, standard Linux commands feel more powerful here because you can use pipes. I'll explain that. You see some examples. So, for example, you don't need to use grep or awk. You simply select the columns you want to see. So this will also speed up your workflow. You can customize your prompt also for fun experience. You can use built-in configuration files. Bash users are used to manipulating messy strings. Nushell eliminates the need for this complex regular expression. So I've always need to do some regular expression for some things, or use grep as I said before. But with Nushell, it's pretty straightforward. Every command output is a structured data object. You can export tables directly to JSON or CSV. That also makes it pretty easy. For example, sometimes when I'm on a server, there might be some commands I run. For example, I want to see if the site was hacked or something else. So I'm putting it in a JSON file or CSV file will make it much more easy as well. So the shell is written entirely in the Rust language. This makes it very fast and memory efficient. Native support for SQLite database, that's also a flat database, is built directly into Nushell. You can create databases without leaving your prompt. That is amazing. It's open source. It uses the MIT license. I have done a tutorial, both a long version and a short version. It wasn't live, but I put it out there. You can watch it on any of my channels, YouTube, Rumble, BitChute, and Odyssey. So basically what that means that MIT license, it's fully open source for all users. It uses the permissive MIT license for its code, so it allows you to use it freely. Community members can contribute to the GitHub repository easily. It also has advanced file handling. For example, if you open it directly, it feels like opening a spreadsheet. Each file attribute has its own searchable column. Use the get command to extract specific values. This is so much easier than using cut or set. That's one of the things I always, because if you go online, even to this day, there are commands from like 20, 30 years ago, even 40 years ago, they tell, oh, use cut, use set. The problem is those work fine if things don't change, but if a new column is added or what do you call it, one is removed, then this will break, and then you have to maybe ask for people help. Or these days, I guess you ask for AI to help you do this. But I'm saying with the get command, you can get exactly what you want, specific column as well. Pipelines in Nushell are extremely logical and clean. Data flows from one command to another smoothly. There's also a plugin system allows you to the massive community extensions. You can add new capabilities with minimal effort. You can try the open command on a JSON file. Nushell converts a file into interactive table instantly. You can sort lists by size or date easily. Use the sort by command to organize your file views. Learning Nushell will change how you view the terminal. It brings modern data science tools to the shell. This tool is perfect for developers working in Fedora. It bridges the gap between scripting and data. Now, Some of you guys might ask me, why am I reviewing this? Do I actually use it? And here's the thing. I would actually use this. The only problem that I would not is because, for example, I do have some things which I have to put in the environment. I'm talking about bash scripting. So obviously I've been doing this for a while, so I don't want to change. However, you can also put environmental variables. The environmental variables, you can do that. Obviously, you can make your own plugin or just convert them. But I'm saying is that I might forget because I've been using bash for such a long time. So I'm going to stick to bash for now, but I'll definitely try to use this. And if it does work, because I like the table, I wish this was around 10 years ago. That would have made my life so much easier. I would have easily jumped on this. I mean, at least I knew about it 10 years ago. So here's some screenshots. I'm not going to talk about screenshots because I'm going to show you how to do all this as well. And as I said, I'm doing this live. So because I like the table, I wish this was. Okay, so I'm live on YouTube, Rumble, BitChute, Odyssey, and Rumble, Twitch, and Kick at the same time. I was a little bit late today because a lot of drama. There was about 2 feet of snow, so I had to take care of that outside. Obviously the chickens first, and then when I came inside, grab something to eat, then I had to help a customer, and then yeah, basically it was already 2 p.m. ready for this live stream. However, what was the other thing I was going to say? Oh yeah, and then the worst drama was actually using Chromium browser. It seems to be a bug where it will just freeze for some reason. So yeah, then at least I had Firefox. I'm using Firefox. That seems to be working perfectly fine. All right, without further ado, let's get started. So I'm just going to scroll up to about there. That's perfect. And I'm going to open up a terminal. And I'm going to use a GNOME console here. I like the GNOME console because I'm able to do some interesting things, which I'll show you here. Okay, so I'm going to take up the entire space because, so what I'm going to do is, do I need to show you the file manager? Well, okay, I'll show you the file manager as well when it opens up. Where are you? What is wrong with the file manager? It says it's open, but I don't see it. Could the file manager be the problem? Oh, it says loading. So the file manager must be the problem. Okay, so let me quit. Okay, I've quit several times. It's not quitting. Okay, oh, maybe the file manager was the problem because I was trying. Okay, so the file manager must be the problem. Okay, so I can't show the, okay, so I guess it wasn't Chrome, it was a file manager that was a problem. Okay, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to go to the tutorials folder. Go to ZZZ, then tutorial, we'll go to, I think it's editor. Okay, I'll just go here, ls. The one I'm looking for is, I think it's editor review, File manager would have made it easier. Why can't I see it? Oh, editor review, I was right, yeah, so editor review. Okay, so in this folder, let me clean this up a little bit so you guys can see what's going on. Clear. So I have a whole bunch of files in here just for testing. I'm gonna zoom out just a little bit so you can see I have a whole bunch of files in here. So we're gonna. I'm not using the Nushell yet, but I'm gonna install it and then we'll start using it. I just wanted to show you. So I have these files here. See, I even have a JSON file here. I thought I had a CSV file. It looks like I don't, but that's fine. Oh, you know what? Maybe I created a folder. Did I create a folder for this? Nushell NNN. No, I did not. I just wanted to make sure I did not. Okay, so let's clear that again. All right, so let's go to Nushell and check it out. So first thing is you need to install it. So sudo dnf install new. Okay, I'll put in my password, and hopefully it's, so you see it's about 34 megabytes. It's pretty small. This is from the repositories. Okay, let's clear this. So it's been installed. You see how quickly installed. Now, what you could do is I'll show you a simple command. Let me zoom out just a little bit. That should be enough. So I'll show you an example. You can sort and filter files by size. So I have a command here. So this, let me zoom out. There we go. Filter and sort files by size. So usually just do ls, remember, and pipe where size is greater than 10 kilobytes, and then sort by size. What in the world? What did it, oh, I forgot to start it up. Yikes, that was embarrassing. You just type new, I believe it is new. Yeah, so we type new, and then this will open up the Nushell. Okay, so yeah, just follow the instructions here. So now we're in Nushell. Okay, let me clear that. So I'll type that command again. A filter and sort files by size. So press enter. You can see so it grabbed all the sizes which are greater than 10 kilobits. So basically the JPEG files, obviously, the PDF files, the programming data. There's a PDF file, and then this 1 gig file as well. So it sorted them by size. This is clearly 1 big, so it's the biggest size, right? So it sorted them by ascending order, meaning that they're increasing in size. So that is nice and looks pretty as well. Let me zoom out a little bit more. Yeah, that might be even better. Okay, so there we go. Now another command to run is if you want to find all the system processes which are using the most CPU. Okay, so let's do that one. And you can see here, because I'm running Fedora 43 in the GNOME desktop. What do they call it? Workstation. So Nushell is using this much CPU. That's the process ID. Firefox, as I said, I'm using Firefox now. That's also using quite a bit of CPU. Then this isolated web. I think this too might actually be. That might be maybe some Chromium zombie stuff going on there. OBS, obviously, and then obviously Nushell. So those are the processes using the most, greater than 10% of the CPU. So there we go. All right. So remember, Nushell converts everything into a table, like basically table rows and columns, or database, if you will, and you can simply do that. So this is much nicer to see, and pretty as well. Okay, so let's do another one. I'm gonna clear this one. So another one is if you have a JSON file. Remember, there's a JSON file. We can also convert it into a table, so we can get data from it. This is so much more easier. So basically, see, view JSON file as table. For example, I'm gonna open this JSON package JSON file and get the name. And you can see I have a bunch of names: Project Alpha, Project Beta, and Gamma as well. So if you want to see the JSON file, I'm going to cut it here, package.json. You can see I have the names Project Alpha, Project Beta, and Project Gamma. And you can see there's other stuff inside this JSON file. And because it's converted to a table, you can simply get all that stuff as well. Very nice, right? Let me clear this one. Do I have a YAML file here? Let me make sure I have a YAML file. Yeah, I do. I have one YAML file here. So let's cut that out so you can see the config.yaml file. You can see this YAML file has a whole bunch of stuff here as well. So we can also format the YAML to JSON. You can convert it to a JSON. I'll show you how to do that. With copy, paste here. You see, convert format YAML to JSON. You can see right here. Open it up. And then to JSON. And you see it's converted everything in the YAML file to a JSON file here. Isn't that cool? That's all from this Nushell. Really awesome. Okay. Now, personally, would I do something? I mean, let's say somebody gives it to me. Normally, what I would do, I guess this is easier to write than, yeah, I guess that's easier to write. You can simply just write it this way and then convert it. Yeah, I guess that's fine. I guess, yeah, you can just write it and then, yeah, I guess a fast way to J. I was gonna say, why would I need this? But then I realized, yeah, it's a fast way to write JSON because all you do is YAML files are pretty easy to do. So I guess I could do that. There we go. All right, now we can also use a REST API. For example, I'm gonna grab, for example, I'm gonna go into GitHub and grab some repositories. I'm gonna grab the first 3 repositories. So just to show you how to use a query, you can also do REST APIs right here on the command line. This is amazing. So I'm going to query a REST API. For example, I'm going to, you see it's HTTP GET. So api.github.com repositories. I'm going to get the first 3 repositories. I'm going to select the name, the full name, then HTML URL. Is that a cool as well? So there we go. Look how fast that was. So what it did was, it, let me zoom out a little bit. Hopefully, yeah, there we go. So you see it grabbed the first 3 repositories it found. So the name is Grit, the full name is Mojambo/Grit. That has nothing to do with me. And then you see this is the URL, github.com Mojambo/Grit. And the next one is merb-core. You guys can read that. And the URL, that's full name and the URL, and the Rubinus. Here we go, that Rubinus/Rubinus, and then the URL as well from GitHub. Isn't that cool as well? So you can test your REST APIs right on command line, so having to do either Python, PHP, or Node.js, all that from from the shell. Okay. What you can also do is you can also, if you want to find files which were modified in the past week, you can also do that. And I'll show you that command for that one. You see find files modified in the past week. So you see I'm gonna list all these files and where modified, date now. This is so much easier than having to do all the bash piping into different things, cut and all that. So look at that. So this one tells me that the name 10kb, this file was modified I can't read that, 6 minutes ago. I think it's 6 minutes ago. YAML config file, this was modified a week ago, obviously when I was testing this new shell. And then the package JSON was also modified a week ago. So these two were modified in the past because what I was doing was I was what do you call it? I was testing the new shell, of course. So I created this file, the config.yaml and package.json. So this 10kb says 6 minutes ago. So I believe that was when I maybe created that JSON file. I didn't realize it created it. I guess it just gave it a name. Yeah, so this one, the 10kb. So this one was just created literally just a few seconds ago. So I should have given it a name when I converted to a JSON, I guess. And that must be the. I think config. Yeah, this one to a JSON. So I think, but that's 10kb is kind of big. Yeah, so I think that's a one. That's a one there. Okay. Now, all right. So if you want to make Nushell your default shell, what you do is you type which new, and you can see it tells you the path. The path is in /user/bin/new. So then what you can do is if you want to append this to your /etc shells, I'll just show you. So if I type cat /etc/shells, you see right now this is the number of shells I've installed in the system which I can actually use. I can use this is the simple one, just the shell. There's a bash, and also /bin sh bash, and there's a tomux. I didn't really have tomux here. And then obviously I can simply, if I want to append it, this is the command that I would actually type. I'll show it to you in a second. You see the which new, which will grab the path here, and then sudo t-a, then it will put it into the it will just append it to the /etc cells. But I'm not going to do that because as I said before, I still need a little more time to get comfortable with this one. So I'm just going to press Ctrl+C to exit out of that one. And then if you also want to, if you want to change your login shell, you can do the same thing. And what you do is you just type this command, set as login shell. You see change shell space -s space, and then which new in here in the was this parentheses and the $sign in the beginning. So that will force it to use new shell for your login. All right, so Ctrl+C again. I'm going to clear this. Now I'm using the GNOME. I'm not using GNOME terminal. I should have used GNOME terminal. I use the yeah. I should have used GNOME terminal. Okay, I might strip off because I'm using GNOME terminal for something else. I'm doing that for the multi-stream. So in GNOME terminal, I don't think this one has it. This is the console. What you do is you go to preferences, and then you go to profiles, and then you can add a profile here, and then you can set the profile to run a specific command. So meaning that every time you start this terminal, it will use new shell. So I'll explain that in a second. So I'm not going to use this one because this one does not have the what I'm looking for. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can tear off a column here. Oh, come on. Okay, I'll show you this anyways. So this is GNOME terminal. If we go here, we go to preferences. Yeah, no wonder they decided to, yeah. Preferences, you go to profiles. Does it even work? What is wrong with this? Jeez. Okay, normally you go to profiles, and then why is this not working? Do I have to click a new profile? You go to command, and under command you see this is where you can run your own custom command. So this will automatically always start up new shell. Man, I do not know what is going on today. Jeez, so much drama for no reason. Okay, so is there anything else I need to show you guys? Yeah, I think I've. Yeah. Yeah. So so you know how I have a bash rc file. So let me show you my bash rc file right now. So I'll just cut it out here in the command line. Bash rc. So you see, I have a whole bunch of stuff in my bash rc file here right now. I have the, what do I have in here? Let's comment it out, so that's not so important. I had, this was a pain. This, because I think I had an old version of, what do you call that one? Node.js. So it put this stuff here. This prevented me from using an updated version, and it doesn't matter. And this is for Vulkan, I believe. Yeah, this is for Vulkan. And as you can see here, I have this for the Olama. I'm not running Olama right now. I'm using Olama.cpp because I like performance. And this is for Hugging Face. I put it in the mount/AI Hugging Face folder. This is used mostly for there's some applications which download stuff from Hugging Face, so I put it there because that's the AI stuff. And I think if you use ComfyUI, especially the ComfyUI manager, definitely also you grab stuff from Hugging Face, so it will put it in this folder. Okay, and then for my AMD Instinct MI60 GPU, I have some of this stuff here for the because it's not longer officially supported in 6.4, ROCm 6.4 and above. So you do need to do these overrides here. So you can see here, and you need to hip and CUDA, of course. You can see all this stuff here, so I don't need to explain it. Don't worry about any of this stuff here, because this one is actually fine, but this one here, for example, Triton doesn't work yet, but I will figure it out. Anywho, forget about that part here. And so anyways, the point I'm trying to say, I'll get Onyx working. When I do, I'll share with everyone. So the point I'm trying to say, you see, I have a bunch of stuff here in my bash RC, but even in my bash RC, I have some other, yeah, so you see here, I also have some aliases. So I could have put my aliases here, but instead what I did is I put the aliases in this batch.rc what do you call it, folder. Sometimes I might have special functions also. I put them in the bash rcd folder. I'll show you that in a second. So if I go back here and I say, I think .d, yeah, you see I have this one for paths, and then I have one for the aliases. So I do have more. So what I'm trying to say is that I'm not ready to move away from bash to Nushell, because I said I have this and it's working and I'm pretty happy with it. So now, if you wanted to move from bash to Nushell, one of the first things you need to do is to obviously have environmental variables like I've just shown you. You see, use export. So if you're using Nushell, you do not use export. Export is for bash. So what you do is in Nushell, you have to go to let me use nano here to make it easier. Like, you have to go to nano, and then we'll go to .config / Nushell / config.new. Okay, so you see it already has some stuff in here. Obviously, you see it's using the dark theme and a whole bunch of stuff here. And you see this is another thing it does. So what the difference between bash is, so bash you put export. With Nushell you have to use this $ environmental and the name that you want. So what I'm trying to say is that, let's say I go to the bottom here. I'll give you an example. Oh, there's a lot of stuff. I didn't expect it to be that much. What is it? Control. Wow, I didn't realize. Okay, so down here, if I wanted to create a new variable, I would have to put $, something like this, and then whatever the name is, then equals value. Okay. So, oops, I spelled that wrong, sorry. So that is the equivalent of the bash. So in this case, instead of saying export, say, I don't know, Tom equals 1 or something like that, you would have to say environmental Tom equals 1. That's how you would, this is the difference between how you do it in Nushell versus bash. Now, if you have aliases, the good thing is aliases will work just as is. I'll give you an example of an alias. So, for example, one of the simplest alias is to you just type alias. You have to do something like this. Alias. Let me think, what alias can I do? What's a simple alias? Oh, okay, we'll just do a simple alias. So just do alias space LL equals. So in bash you do something like this, ls al. Okay, that's how you do it in bash. Okay, in Nushell you don't need this part here. You don't need the quotes. That's how it would work in Nushell. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't feel like learning something new, even though I like so that's what I'm saying. I don't feel like redoing all my stuff right now. No, not because I'm lazy. It's simply that I like the way some of those things work, but I'm saying I'm not ready to do that. And I said there's so much stuff I haven't even shown you guys. There's like a ridiculous amount of stuff you can do as well. This is I just gave you a quick overview, but I'm saying is that yeah, there's a bunch of stuff. Aliases, there's functions. I do have some functions. I think I'll show you some of the functions. Those ones. So for function, I think that I'll stop there. So yeah, I'll tell you one more thing. So for function, if it's bash is simply just the function name, and then here, and then whatever is in there, right? So that's how you do it in bash. In Nushell, you have to type def func name, whatever the function name is, and then you have to use square brackets, and then you go there, and then like that. Okay, so it's a little. So that's what I'm saying. Like I don't feel like doing that right now. Now let's get rid of this. Okay. Control K. Okay, then the other thing is when you make changes, you don't want to reboot or log out, log in bash, you just type /source and then something usually like this, /bash rc, right? Now in Nushell, you type source as usual, but now you have to type $new.config.path. Okay, so oh sorry, I meant path. So those are the type of things that you would you would do. Now you see, like I'm so used to doing the one here in bash. That's what I'm saying, like I'm not ready to move on yet because I said I have so much stuff. I'll show you some of the functions I have as well. Okay, so let me get rid of this. Actually, I don't need to. I just exit. I don't want to save. Now we're done here. So I'm just gonna go into my I'm gonna go into the folder just to show you. If we go to /bashrc.d, I type ls. So you see I have aliases and I have paths. So let me show you the paths. I'll just use cat bash paths. So you can see I have some paths here. Obviously the easiest one is to the Android SDK. Then I have NetBeans because I put it in here, and then I have this copy as well, and then I have some scripts folder. Okay, so those all work as you can see here. Then I have what else do I have here? The bash aliases. Let me clear this. So I also cat bash aliases. So I have some functions here as well. Let me zoom out. Maybe you guys see them. So you can see here I have an alias. All my aliases are here. Find no get, because sometimes I need to. I don't need this anymore. In fact, I should actually delete this. So if I type find no get, what it's going to do is going to use the find command, go to public_html and type file and not. It will basically ignore the git folder. I don't need this anymore because I finally, the website I had that for, is defunct, so I don't need that anymore. And this one was for YouTube download. I no longer need this as well. I don't download anything for YouTube. In fact, this program hasn't been supported for a very long time, YouTube _DL. And then the alias, this one I still use. It says today, oh no, actually I don't even need this anymore. Today public. This was also used for this site where I had this find no get. So basically what I would do is I would find a bunch of files which have been modified. Then there will be a SQL. Sometimes I do use this to find the SQL files, because I like to do, I don't like automation for database changes. I prefer to do it manually because I'm there. I can see something I did and I can revert it immediately. And yeah, so it was related to this file here. I rarely use this anymore. And then what I'll do, this one today, this just tar zips it. Yes, I don't use this anymore. Same with this one, copy. Yeah, I don't do this. I don't do this one anymore. Today meld, This one I still do because some of the sites I work on, the customer excuse me, used it as a template for 3 other sites. So when I make a change to one site, usually especially if it's a bug fix, I want to push it to the other site. So what I do is I use meld and I compare. I do compare them. So that's another alias here. This one, I haven't used this one in a very, very long time. So this one searches for excludes git, excludes PNG, whatever, and color. I haven't used this one in a very, very, very long time. I probably forgot about this one. This one I still do. You see, this is DNF Flatpak update. So instead of typing DNF update and then after that I do a Flatpak update, I do it's basically 3 commands in one. It will do this user sudo DNF update, then you do a Flatpak update, and then you do a Flatpak remove all the unused folders. Because especially when I had the NVIDIA GPU, NVIDIA, I think every 3 weeks or so, they would come up with an update. Not 3 weeks, I meant 3 months. They come up with an update, and then in the Flatpak stuff, they would have a way to connect to your GPU, so it would have to be changed over, but it will leave some more stuff there, and they get just unused craft. So that's why I have this here. This one, the invoice date, I still use this one. So I invoice twice a month. So the 15th of the month, and then on the 1st of the month as well. So this determines if it's the 1st of the month or last of the month. Now, remember I showed you, I promised you guys I'll show you how to do functions. So you see my function here. It basically, this is the function. Remember I showed you guys, you have the parentheses and then you have these, I was going to say squiggly brackets. Squiggly brackets. And you see my function actually ends here, and then the function automatically runs. So that's a trick for bash scripting. That's what I was telling you guys, like I've spent so much time doing bash stuff, I'm not ready to move on yet. So yeah, and then here you guys always see me run this command, clean. So that one just basically removes the names or whatever to make it a little easier to see everything there. And then I have this one, the parallel download. This one uses ARIA 2C, and these are the options here for parallel download. So I use this all the time, especially when I download AI models, LLMs. This one, Blender, runs the Flatpak one. The one in Fedora repository is actually pretty good now. I don't have any issues with it, so I don't run the Flatpak version one as well. So I had to do this fancy stuff here. As you can see, there's a lot of Blender stuff. The reason for this was because you guys have seen me when I do the Blender Python tutorials, is that I go into the folder. I want the what do you call it? I want the created blend file and the GOB file to be in the same folder where the Python file is. So because it's a Flatpak, which is sandboxed, I had to come up with a whole bunch of aliases here. But I said I don't need this anymore, so I might even clean this up later. So that's it. That's all I wanted to show you. So this is the reason why I'm not ready to move on to a Nushell yet. So that's all I wanted to show you guys. Yeah, so do I like Nushell? Absolutely. It's fantastic. Again, just type ls. You can see what happens right here. So this is the folder I'm in. So I'm gonna, yeah. So I'm going to put this on the side in case anybody wants to take a look at that. I'll put it right there. Okay, perfect. So let's finish up this tutorial. If I want to take your skills further, I have books on Amazon. You can search for Editor Ojambo. The links are in the description. I also have courses on ojamboshop.com. The link is also in the description. I also offer services. For example, if you want one-on-one tutorials, you can contact me at ojambo.com/contact, or for consultations at ojamboservices.com/contact. And then I also have some other recommended resources. I live in a cabin up in the woods, just surrounded by farmers. There's no internet. The cellular service is sporadic. So I use a SpaceX Starlink residential service. And I'm actually using it right now to live stream again to YouTube, Rumble, BitChute, Odyssey, Kick, and Twitch at the same time. And I also use it for the phone for Wi-Fi calling. In fact, when I was talking to my customer just earlier before this tutorial, I was using Wi-Fi calling. So if you use my referral link, I'll get 1 month free, and you get a massive discount. Okay, and then I also, this is my affiliate link for the Honeywell HeatBat personal ceramic heater. I do have it right here, and you can see it has a low and high setting and a trip protection, meaning trips over to turn off. Low is 170 watts, high is 250 watts, and I use this. In fact, I think one tutorial I did about 2 days ago, I actually did use it because I was super cold, but today I guess I'm still running on adrenaline from walking outside for over 2 hours, getting rid of like 2 feet of snow. Anywho, so I'll get a commission if you do use this affiliate link, and there's no extra cost to you. I have this novelette. I have a copy right here. This is by me, Eduardo Jambo. It's about a scientist who creates an AI system and loses his mind, so he has to regain control of his mind and the AI system. This is the paperback version. There's also an ebook version. I'll talk about ebook versions a little bit later. But this particular novelette, it's mostly at cost, meaning that the majority of cost goes to printing and shipping for the paperback version, and for the ebook version, it's for storage costs. Pick it up if you have the means, and especially if you like psychological thrillers. And then my latest greatest one is the Recession Business Blueprint. This is a guide to help you start a business during a recession. We're in a recession right now, so that's the best time to start a business. So whether you have an idea but you need to flesh it out, I'll show you how you can do that in the Recession Business Blueprint. Or for example, maybe you have an idea but you don't know whether you should rent. I'm talking about whether it's equipment, whether it's the office space or work from home. The Recession Business Blueprint will guide you through all of that. Whether maybe you need some funds, or maybe you need to contact suppliers. Suppliers are actually one of the best resources because they can tell you when they're busiest, meaning that when the busiest time, so some people think that the best time to start a business is when it's busy. That's actually the worst time because you're not ready. So maybe during the downtime you can also get things on discount. So I'm saying is your suppliers are very, very good. So I'll show you in this Recession Business Blueprint, I show you all that information, budgeting, all that. That's all in the Recession Business Blueprint. And it's not just written words. There are a lot of tables. Every single page has at least one table. So if you prefer the visual way, it's all there as well. So the way I wrote this guide, this blueprint, is that if you just need something, maybe most of the stuff, but you just need a little help in one area, you can simply go there. Maybe if you're a visual person, you can look at the tables. If you like the written word, it's all in there. It's very simple to follow. So now, as I said, all my books, there's ebook versions. So for the ebook versions, if you have Kindle Unlimited, you can get it for free. Yes, you heard me right, for free. Alright, so then if you want to know more about me, this is my blog. I'm a freelance programmer. I'm also an author, other fancy names, software engineer, web developer, etc. You can explore my book page on Amazon, my consultation service of jamboshop.com, and if you're ready to learn, or jamboshop.com. The links for all this are also in the description. Or you can pick up any article on jambo.com and you'll find the blog there. Now, if you want to contact me, you can use the comment form. Please use the comment form for something related to today's topic. For example, what do we talk about? We're talking about Nushell. We talked about Bash. So if you like Nushell, you don't like something better, that's perfectly fine to write in the comment section. Now, if you want to contact me, the best way to contact me is use the contact forms, or jambo.com/contact, or jamboshop.com/contact, or jamboservices.com/contact. And then if you want to follow me, the channels are Odyssey, Rumble, BitChute, and YouTube. And recently I started streaming to Kick again, so you can also follow me there. It's just look for Jambo Shop, or Twitch. Twitch I just started literally, I think it's like 4 days ago, so that's also Jambo Shop. Alright, now I want to remind you that you should subscribe, like, follow, and leave comments, because the more people subscribe, the more the algorithm sends out to more viewers. Those viewers can join this growing community, post tips and tricks, or they can post requests, which I'll review and then I'll share with everyone. Now I'm going to post the outro, which is the same as the intro, and I'll scroll back up. And if you want to see what's upcoming, you simply go to jambo.com. You go to Watch My New Live Summit. You can see we've just finished this modern shell for developers, the Nushell. And we have upcoming, we have this one where we automate 3D web charts using Blender, Python, and a CSV file. 2 p.m. Eastern. After that, we have this local AI. It's just a discussion, so this will be more for podcast stuff. But if you want to learn, if you don't understand local AI stuff, this is a perfect one to tune into. After that, we have this mega mix created by Quen3 local AI, and then the day after that one, we'll optimize the code by local AI. So basically, what I'm trying to say is that there's no problem with using AI, especially if it's local AI. But do not think that it's going to replace humans anytime soon. It's not going to replace, and that's the reason I'm doing this local AI stuff, just to show you that I'm not an artist, for example, but I'm pretty much impressed like with the image and video stuff it does. However, it still doesn't do what an artist will be able to do. Yes, it will take an artist longer, but for example, like me, I know even when I started programming as a freelance programmer, I knew that there were some things which I cannot do or I don't want to do, because so my niche was doing more specialized stuff, which even to this day no AI can do. Okay, so that just to let you in on something I'm sure most of you know as well. So I have my expertise. So what I'm saying is that if it's something as simple as generate PHP code to connect to a database, right? I know how to do that. But I'm saying AI can generate code probably in like a few milliseconds, right? But if it comes to writing an application, the AI can obviously again output something in a minute. Is it going to work? Is it going to work properly? It's going to have a lot of bugs. Can the AI fix it? No, I can. You see my point? So my point is that it's a tool. Obviously, it's been presented as a competitor to me. It's not, but I'm just saying that I'm well aware of it. Okay. All right. So with that said, I'm gonna check the live chats. I forgot to use that social stream ninja, so I have to quickly look at all the live chats. Oops. It looks like I forgot to do some things here. What is wrong with Kick? It always such a pain. I made a mistake here. I'm hoping Bit should actually worked. This is one of the problems with this. Let's go here. I think it should be fine. Okay, over Odyssey. Oh, Odyssey is another one. Odyssey usually is not a problem. Okay, and Rumble. Oh, I also forgot to do Rumble. Yikes! That was, yeah. That was, so I know who to blame for that. The one to blame is actually what do you call it? The one to blame is actually Chromium browser. That's why I was having those problems. So I think let's go here, copy this one. And Odyssey as well. So I think they're all fine. I think I'll be fine. All right. So with that, guys, I will see you tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern. I'm not sure if I'll do a night stream because most likely, I know myself, I'm probably gonna be really tired from, as I said, I'm shoveling snow today. But don't worry. Definitely tomorrow. I'll definitely do a night stream. Okay, with that said, I don't see any chat requests on YouTube. I'll check the others. So I'll see you guys tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern. Bye now.